The warning older than empires. The Galactic High Council had survived 1,000 wars, 3 cosmic plagues, and 1 failed attempt to outlaw greed. Their chambers hung above a blue supergiant star, wrapped in crystalline spires and drifting gardens. Rulers from every major species gathered here, each believing themselves wise, powerful, and most of all in control. All except one. At the far end of the luminous chamber floated an ancient being wrapped in silver veils of psionic light. Her true name vibrated at frequencies most minds could not tolerate, so they called her simply the Elder. She had been old when the stars of half the council races were still molten dust. She rarely spoke, and when she did, civilizations listened. So when she lifted her head that day, the chamber fell silent. "You must never," she said, her voice a whisper made of eons, "attack Earth." The words rippled like thunder. Several delegates exchanged confused looks. Earth? The obscure little world on the Orion Spur? The species known for stubbornness, excessive caffeine consumption, and an inability to mind their own business? Why fear them? The Elder continued. If you strike at Earth, you doom yourselves long before the battle begins. And why is that? Scoffed the Carthuan ambassador, a massive scaled creature with a laugh like breaking stone. They have a fleet scarcely worthy of the term. Others nodded in agreement. The Elder closed her eyes, as though mourning a disaster she alone could see. You judge humanity by weapons, she whispered. You should judge them by what awakens when they are afraid. But pride is louder than wisdom. And pride won. The incident. It began not with a war, but with a mistake. A council survey team entered the Sol system to investigate a derelict station drifting near the Kuiper Belt. The mission was simple: retrieve data, avoid conflict, leave quietly. But one officer, a newly promoted Zarix captain hungry for prestige, made a catastrophic miscalculation. Upon detecting a small human mining skiff, he assumed it unmanned or irrelevant. He fired a warning shot. The skiff exploded. Inside it had been 3 human engineers. 3 citizens, working a quiet job on a quiet day, killed because an alien commander wanted to impress his superiors. Earth received the report within minutes. And the galaxy shifted. Not because humans sought vengeance, but because humans sought answers. And when humans seek answers, they never arrive politely. The Council reacts. The Council called for calm. They insisted it was an accident. They prepared redacted statements and diplomatic apologies. Send them compensation, one ambassador said dismissively. This is a minor incident, said another. Humans will accept reason if presented properly. The Elder merely lowered her head. You still believe this is about diplomacy, she murmured. You have no understanding of what you have touched. When the sky went quiet. Hours later, every listening array, every subspace channel, every communication beam on the edge of council space picked up the same thing. Silence. Not the silence of inactivity. The silence of systems going dark, one by one. Satellites blinked out. Relay stations vanished from the grid. Patrol ships disappeared from tracking. The darkness flowed not from Earth, but toward it like the galaxy itself was holding its breath. What are they doing? Counselors whispered. Preparing, the Elder said. For what? She looked at them with sad, ancient eyes. For all of you. The day Earth answered. The first human ship to emerge from FTL was not a battleship. It was a courier vessel transmitting a single message. Return the bodies. Return the captain responsible. And return whoever ordered the operation. A simple demand. Reasonable, even. But the Council had spent millennia above accountability. They rejected it outright. The Elder inhaled sharply an ancient, weary sound. It is too late. Because humanity did not threaten. Humanity acted. The fleet that should not exist. When the humans arrived in force, the council chamber trembled. Thousands of signatures tore out of FTL at once, more ships than the council believed Earth was capable of producing in a century. How, stammered the Carthuan ambassador. Our intelligence reports stated. Your intelligence was based on what they allowed you to see, the Elder said. For millennia, humans had been underestimated because they wanted to be. Because peace made them grow quietly. Because curiosity hid their teeth. But now the teeth were bared. The human fleet formed an iron ring around the Council's capital moon. Dreadnoughts the size of cities aligned in perfect silence. Massive carrier platforms pivoted, launching swarms of autonomous drones. Their hulls radiated with pale blue sigils, the mark of combat systems long forbidden by galactic treaties. Treaties humans had never signed. Then, a single human admiral appeared on every council viewscreen. His voice was calm. You killed our citizens. You tried to bury it. And you refused justice. We are here to obtain it. The council's last mistake. The council panicked. Dozens of species argued at once. Some demanded retaliation. Others begged for mercy. A few insisted humanity was bluffing. One species, the impulsive Vocaran, launched a preemptive strike, firing 3 ion lances from their orbital defense grid. They never reached the human fleet. Instead, something impossible occurred. The beams stopped. Frozen mid-space. Motionless. Like insects trapped in amber. A sound vibrated through the moons, the stations, the fleets. A low hum. A human superweapon, unseen until that moment, unfolded like an eclipse across the sky, a lattice of shifting light forming a colossal geometric structure, humming with controlled gravity. The Elder whispered. The Aegis field. I had hoped they never rebuilt it. With a single pulse, the frozen ion lances dissolved into harmless particles. Then the grid turned outward, locking every council ship in place. Weapons disabled. Drives offline. Shields collapsed. Humanity had not attacked. Humanity had simply made it impossible for anyone else to fight at all. The truth the galaxy never knew. At last, the Elder rose. I warned you, she said, her voice trembling with age and sorrow. Because I am older than your myths. I remember the last time humanity was provoked. Counselors stared at her. You knew them before. I knew what they once became, she said. A species that does not wage war for conquest, but for protection. And there is no force in the universe more destructive than a civilization fighting to keep its people safe. Her eyes turned toward the looming human fleet. They do not escalate. They end things. The reckoning. The humans did not fire a single weapon. They didn't need to. They boarded the Council's flag station with precision teams, bypassing security systems as though they'd written them themselves. Within minutes, the guilty parties were located, identified, and taken into human custody. Not killed. Not tortured. Just removed from power. When they left, the human admiral transmitted a final message. Return sovereignty to those who deserve it. Stop hiding behind protocols and pride. Or next time, we will remove the council. Not the criminals it shelters. Then the fleet vanished back into the void as suddenly as it had come. Aftermath, the galaxy learns the truth. When the council finally convened again, the chamber was silent. Shaken. Humbled. Terrified. Only the elder seemed unsurprised. One counselor finally spoke. What are humans, truly? The elder looked toward the distant blue star where Earth orbited, quiet and unassuming. Humans, she said softly, are a paradox. They plant gardens on worlds scarred by war. They build hospitals where other species build fortresses. They laugh loudly, love stubbornly, and forgive too easily. Then her voice darkened. But if you harm their own, if you take innocence from them, their kindness becomes a weapon sharper than any blade. She turned away. That is why I said never attack Earth. Not because humanity is cruel, but because humanity is loyal. The end, a lesson etched into history. From that day on, every species in the galaxy knew one truth. If you trade with humans, you gain an ally. If you threaten humans, you gain a problem. But if you kill innocent humans, you gain the attention of all of Earth. And there is no force in the galaxy more relentless than that. For millennia afterward, the council repeated the elder's words as law. Never attack Earth. And they obeyed. Not out of fear of destruction, but out of fear of what awakening such protection would cost them. Because when humanity rises, it does not rise alone. It rises for everyone they love. And nothing in the universe survives that storm.